Welcome to Clutch Talk 101. We're going to do week 8 reactions. Broncos country, let's ride. Where I'm going to go over, first game I'm going to go over is the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Denver Broncos. They played in London. Um, First, obviously, I'm a Broncos fan, but I'll go over the Jaguars first. I was pretty hyped on them for a while there in the beginning when they were 2-1, I believe. Uh, they've gone straight downhill ever since. I love Trevor Lawrence. I think he is one of the prodigies of the league right now for sure, but he just doesn't have the team around him quite yet. I think that was a good move getting rid of James Robinson just because it makes Travis Etienne the primary back, and look what he did his first game, 150 yards and a touchdown. I will say that the without the bad calls the Broncos got, the penalties they got all game that were really bad. Like, I don't know if any of y'all watched the full game. There was about 3 penalties on the Broncos that were super major that probably should have changed the game. Uh, this is the first game where I'm actually like legitimately impressed with Russ. This is his probably his first full consistent game. He had a bad throw or two, but I mean, this game he looked like he was on. Uh, Melvin Gordon ran like crap. Latavius Murray had 40 yards. I was really skeptical when they were putting Melvin Gordon on the goal line for their first touchdown. That was tripping me out because he has fumbled on the goal line twice, and he's given up so many games from his fumbles. Our backs aren't the greatest right now. I think that's the best option with having Melvin Gordon and Latavius Murray kind of switch carries. You got a power back and then kind of a third down back, skill set wise. I just don't like the plays that they're putting them in on. That's beside the point. Russ hit KJ Hamler on the last drive for a bomb. Perfect throw and stride. Like old Russ, like on the Seahawks, throwing a deep ball to Tyler Lockett type of throw. I was super impressed with that after the game when they were talking to Russ. KJ came up, gave him a big old hug. He was the one that threw his helmet down. Everyone had a meme on it, him throwing his helmet down. That's how everyone feels about Russ, blah, blah, blah. This game gave the Broncos some chemistry. Now, I'm not saying they're going to make any kind of special run this year, but I definitely think they will turn it around to the point where they'll get 8 or 9 wins at the very least. Their defense is still top notch. I mean, our pass defense stopped Trevor Lawrence and Justin Herbert, two of the prodigies in this league. Like they shut them both out. uh, Jaguars beat the Chargers 38-10 earlier this year, and then the Broncos beat the Jags. So I think the Broncos are better than what people are perceiving them to be. I know they're 3-5 against the Raiders and the Seahawks. They could have won, so they very easily could be 5-3, and we'd be talking about a completely different story. But either way, a great win. I'm loving the chemistry the team is having. Even Russ had a little prayer after the game. He was praying with the opponent's team and his own teammates in a circle. A lot of people find that corny. I find it like it's such a positive. Like even if you aren't a believer, like it's such a positive thing, and people are gathering around you. I think that's good for chemistry as well with your team. This year, they're. It's almost like he's having a Tebow run. Like he's not playing good. His throws aren't. I mean, he had a great deep ball to KJ Hamler. He had great throws throughout that game, but like other than that, he's been very sloppy and not playing like he normally does. He just looks awkward. He's making bad throws. He's been looking like Tebow physically, but he has been clutch. And he has been like the 49ers win, getting shut out the entire game, and then all of a sudden, final drive, 80-yard drive down the field, a touchdown to win by 1 point. I love that. I'll take the clutch win over someone who is like getting good stats and getting win loss, kind of like a Dak. Like good stats, looks good on film. You know, wins every 2 out of 3. About like I'd rather have a quarterback that's looking like crap but winning in the clutch moments than like a top 12 quarterback. That's just my preference. Just because I went through the Tim Tebow year, I think it was the most clutch year that anybody has had in the NFL. He would throw for 20 yards like the whole game, like breaking records on bad play. 2 minutes left, whether they're down a touchdown, 10 points, 14 points, things would just fall their way. And I feel like when the mojo is good in the locker room, I just feel like Russ is getting a little more well liked, at least within their own locker room. And I think that teammates might start believing in him after this win. And his Broncos country, let's ride. It actually meant something this time. Out of the first 8 weeks, he said it every game after the press conference, never felt it. And this game, I was like, yes, let's get it, Russ. Yes. So I was really excited about this win. Um, like I said, I think they should be able to pull out 8 or 9 wins. Hopefully, they can get 10, maybe make a playoff run. But I got to see a few more games like how we played this game, and I honestly things are on the uptick, and I'm just glad we're not being laughed at this weekend, to be honest, because all year has just been Broncos have just been a laughing stock. This week we got a legit win. Broncos country. That's right.